Okay, so this little white box here is the receiver for this remote transmitter. It's what sets different lighting modes for the handheld shots while you're in here. And this mini pocket wizard pairs up with this transceiver. So the transceiver gets the signal from here. Little test button on there. It's set to number 1. This guy would go to number 1. It's got 2 possible settings, so you just either turn it off or turn it all the way up there to number 1. And this guy should display number 1. It should be lit, and you should actually see a confirmation of a little light go on there when it gets a signal. So if you're not getting that, it could be a couple of things. This is the main sync that goes through and syncs to all the lights. So when this fires, it gets the signal, goes out there, syncs to any combination of the lights you're using based on what mode you're in. So you want to make sure that's seated all the way up in there. If there's no light, it could also mean that there's something wrong with the batteries. There's an insert here, so we're running them on AC power, or DC power. So maybe that got knocked loose, but for the most part, this should never need to be touched. Just make sure that's in. It is right there. Now, occasionally we've heard reports that the remote and the receiver lose their pairing with each other. So in the drawers, another one of these, another one of these, another one of those, but there's one of these and one of these. And so if you were to try to use the other remote, they won't talk to each other. So to pair it, and it's listed right on here, if you go to change it, you just release this connector, push the new one in, and listed on here is to take a pencil and hold it in there for 3 seconds. It'll start to beep, and then you push number 2 on the remote. You just push this 2, and they're paired together, and it's set to latching mode. Latching mode means the light will stay on until another mode is selected. So we'll go out and I'll show you those now. So if you paired them properly, it also set latching mode. And latching mode means that the light you put on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, whatever mode you're in is going to hold that mode until another one's selected. When the turntable starts, it disconnects this and the pocket wizard, so these modes can't be turned on while the turntable's running. The turntable controller will actually set its own mode. It'll set A, B, so the hero camera, the open camera, engine camera, and the top down, it'll set one of those lights. So if you have a lighting issue, you first want to make sure that you've got lights on over here. When the machine goes to sleep, it also turns off the PLC down here that controls the lights. So during part of the wake-up process, this should all come back on. So if you were to set this wrong, so let's say you didn't use 2, it might be on for momentary, only as long as you held it, or it might stay on and you add another one and they'd both be on. So you really need to confirm that you've got latching mode where it changes and lets the old one go. Pretty quick to reset up. I said, so if you lose this remote and you go to use the other one, you've got to do that pairing maneuver.